I just want to say this for the record. People who voted for Trump, you're the problem. You're the problem in American society. You're the reason that progress hasn't been made. You're the reason, and your voting decision is the absolute reason the United States is in war with Iran right now. You're the reason gas prices are shitty right now. You're the reason that housing prices are too expensive right now. You're the reason for everything. And don't try to back off your vote now. You made your bed, now lay in it. You know, you guys were so excited when Trump got elected, and now you just want to try to back off. No. You made your bed, now fucking lay in it. You deserve everything you get and everything you've got. And here's the thing, is that you Trump voters, I see people like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, all these people. And when it comes down to cancel culture, these people were the ones who raved on about cancel culture, saying that canceling someone is not the way to go, that getting them fired from their job for their political views or their views about virtually anything is wrong to do. But then when the shoe was on the other foot, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and Democrats and people on the left was making fun of people that believed that Charlie Kirk was a saint, and, even being as edgy as making fun of him dying. What did you do to all of them? You caught their jobs, you found out where they worked, and you got them canceled. Jimmy Kimmel was canceled for making a joke about Charlie Kirk. He got canceled, and you all supported it. You all supported him getting fired for him being canceled. And now Tucker Carlson wants to fall out with Trump. No. We can't let them forget what they did. And make no mistake about it, Tucker Carlson may be against Trump, but I guarantee you this next election cycle, he's going to vote Republican again. Guarantee you he will. He's not a changed man. He's just not in support of Trump anymore because he saw the Trump bandwagon was licking balls and its wheels was getting ready to fall off. So he abandoned it before the ship actually totally went down. Actually, the ship went down and then he tried to abandon it. But it's like, dude, he went to the Iran war when you guys were still close. All of you. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Alex Jones. Alex Jones was still out there saying, I'm still a supporter of the president, Donald Trump, and he needs to get things right, and the Democrats are still evil. The Democrats are still the enemy of the republic. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, you made your bed, now fucking lay in it. These people are trying to come out now as anti-Trump. The only reason why they're doing it is so they can remain popular. And so that you, when one of them decide to run for president, you can vote for them. Because believe it or not, Tucker Carlson probably will end up running for president. You can see it from a mile away. So what is he doing? He's separating himself from Trump because he knows that Trump isn't the future of the Republican Party. Like the only one that I've really seen that really changed his mind and that even said to vote Democrat next election was Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was the one out of all of them who really just went full blown honest and said, yeah, Republicans are a piece of shit. They don't do anything. And then he went as far as to say, vote Democrat. And that is the right decision. The right decision is to vote Democrat. I remember when, and I'm completely justified for this, by the way, I remember when I voted for Kamala Harris in the 2024 election, I remember this guy that I was giving a ride, not going to say who it was or his relation to me, He called me a libtard, saying, oh, you voted for Kamala? You're a libtard? Swear to God, I like to talk to that son of a bitch and ask him if he's happy with his vote now. Like, dude voted for Trump and thought he was going to be this revolutionary candidate. But things are worse, basically, in young people's lifetime than they've ever been, ever. Gas prices are so fucking high. Housing is high, food is high, everything is high. And like, this is the first time in my lifetime I've really seen an impact on a foreign war. Like, yeah, people were talking about the war in Afghanistan, people were talking about the war with Iraq, all these different Middle Eastern countries at the time that they was happening, because probably I was a retarded kid. I didn't see my personal life really change. You know, I didn't really see gas prices rise. I didn't really see an impact that I could see in my daily life. But now that Trump's went to war with Iran, oh, I see it. I see gas prices have risen $1.50 a gallon to $2 a gallon everywhere. And gas, at least in the South, used to be like $2.35 a gallon or $2.70 a gallon. Now that's like $3.80 a gallon, $4.20 a gallon. Like, dude, like, wake up and smell the fucking roses. And, you know, for you who voted for Trump in general, I see what you guys saw. You know, you weren't well informed. Like, a lot of you probably didn't see that Trump literally said, quote, that he wants to abolish the Constitution. So, you know, for you people that are informed, I don't have anything against you. You know, you just, you know, elections are like Christmas to you. It rolls around 3 days before the election, and then, you know, you go out to vote. You're not that informed. But, you know, this is why democracies can be a big problem, is because you just allow everyone to have a vote that's a certain age, regardless if they're informed or not of their vote. But the thing is, even people who are informed make stupid decisions. Like, Tucker Carlson was informed. I know he's not an idiot. Candace Owens is informed. I know she's not an idiot. Well, actually, I think Candace Owens kind of is an idiot. But, you know, she's an informed voter. She does her research. I know she does. You know, I was making a joke saying she's an idiot, but I don't actually really believe she's an idiot. It was just a joke. But, you know, it's just absolutely hilarious how all this shit is coming full circle. And, you know, not going to let you guys forget it. Because if I let you forget it, and if anyone else lets you forget it, guess what you're going to do? You're going to make the same mistake over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, you have to eat shit, so you know not to ever do it again. Like yesterday, I just spoke to my friend about him voting for, well, he didn't vote for Donald Trump, thank God. He's not a voter for Trump. He just was a believer in Trump. He doesn't believe in voting because he doesn't believe in the system, and he believes the government is corrupt. So, but, you know, he was a believer in Trump, and guess what? He was disappointed. He was very disappointed. You know, spoke to my friend yesterday, and, you know, he believes Israel controls Trump, and that, you know, Trump does everything the Israeli government said. And I recorded that conversation, and I'm going to drop that conversation later in today. But yeah, you'll get to see that. You know, he was a full believer in Trump and was left completely disappointed. And this is what I'm saying. What's the problem with you people? You know, at least Democrats and liberals, you know, at least they want to, you know, drop college tuition and make college free, make health care free, which, you know, over 4,000 people a year die of health care. You know, 4,000 or, you know, it's 3,000, somewhere around that number, die of year of health care because they don't have proper health care. Like, what the fuck? Like, you could eliminate 3,000 to 4,000 deaths per year in the United States by just giving people free health care. And Republicans refuse to do it. At least if you vote Democrat, they're going to help you eliminate your college tuition, which I also saw Nick Fuentes say helped him when Joe Biden, was president. He, got free. Got help. He helped him with his tuition. Like he was affected by his policy. And, you just see that, Democrat presidents, even when you look at the numbers in terms of the economy and basically everything, they do better than Republicans, because Republicans, they don't do anything to actually help your life. They believe in pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps and go out and get it up out of mud and get it out the mud by yourself. But when you really look at it and examine what the hell life is and how difficult life is for young people, it's like, hold on, I pay taxes to this government. And you're telling me the government isn't obligated to give me shit? Help me out with anything? Like, this is why Greenland doesn't want to be part of the United States, because if they were to be part of the United States, they would instantly lose free college, free health care, and all their other benefits that they get for paying taxes. What benefit do we get for paying taxes? Of course, you have things like police service, firefighter service, all these other things. But, if you're having a health crisis, like a physical health crisis, and you can't afford it, well, capitalism, motherfucker, fuck you. It's just that simple in the United States. But in basically all of Europe and in so other many countries, you see the stark difference. The government actually cares about its people. Shit, Europe even bans so many chemicals that are legal here in the United States that we put in our food. They ban it because they know it's harmful to their people. European governments, a lot of them, most of them, at least in Northern Europe and Western Europe, they care about their citizens. Here in the United States, the government doesn't give a fuck about their citizens. Government is like, pay up, nigga. And if you don't pay up, then you cooked. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous, man. And yeah, but nope, not gonna let you forget it. You're not gonna forget this. Never gonna let you forget this. You guys who voted for Trump, you deserve everything you got. Now, after this election cycle, just make sure you make the right decision, Yeah, of course, I'm gonna bash you and take a dump on your forehead right now for making such a crazy, stupid decision, of course. But, you just make sure you make the right decision next time. That's how you make up for the shit you've done. That's how you make up for it, is make it right the next time, make it right, make the right vote this time. Don't be a fucking idiot this time. Make the right vote, make the right vote, make the right choice. That's how you rectify your mistake. If you voted for Trump, that's how you make your mistake, Then, we all know who we're talking to demographic wise. You guys, all you put Trump in office. So next election cycle, make the right decision. Don't listen to the people that led you astray in the podcast sphere, like Andrew Schultz and Theo Vaughn and all these other idiots. Don't make the same mistake. Do right. Do better. God damn. Anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more content, and share this with a family member or friend. If you want to get the word out, it does help me with the YouTube algorithm because it promotes shared videos heavily. So make sure you share the video, and thanks for watching. It's been your boy, and I'm going to be coming out with more content in the future. Hope you have a great day. Peace.